Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out redzonecoins.com for cheap and fast coins. You can use code ZERK for 10% off at checkout. Get 1,000,000 coins for $45.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I want to go over what to do day one of Madden 21. Now, your definition of day one can be a little bit different depending on things. This could be day one that you get your hands on the game, aka EA Access, or it could be if you don't have EA Access, if you're not going to be able to play with EA Access, this could be the same for if you get your hands on the game on the official release date, which is going to change some things on what I have to tell you. So I'll get into that. But before I go any farther, I do want to give a shout out to Michael Cuesta for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but we are very, very, very close to Madden 21. I actually went back through a couple of tweets yesterday and found when the actual EA Access release date was. Now, they always say it's going to be a week early, so it could be. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't know for sure, okay? But last year, it actually dropped 9 days early with the EA Access trial, so the 10-hour trial. We don't know if it's going to be the same this year. I don't know. You know, I'm constantly getting spammed by you guys asking me, when is it coming out? When's it coming out? We don't really know. We never really know. Last year, though, it was actually 9 days early. So if it is 9 days early, then that would be the 19th. Last year, it dropped at like 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll see. Could be the 19th, could be the 20th, or it could be the 21st like they said. We really don't know. So we will keep our eyes peeled out for that, and we'll just have to see. So this list does change a little bit based on if you're going to be playing the game first with EA Access, or if you're going to be playing the game with actually getting the game. Because if you didn't know, with EA Access, guys, you do not get your pre-order packs. You don't get the MVP edition packs. You don't get any of those packs at all. So the good news, and this is something that's really, really important, is that the Madden Ultimate Team database tends to release before the game does come out. It should come out, I think last year it came out like a week early, so we'll see if we actually get that a week before EA Access comes out, but that is very good because then we will actually know about the Legend players, we will know about all the Core Elite players, we will know about the Core Golds, and most importantly, we will know about the rewards for, say, NFL Epics, for the Gauntlet, and for the Journey. So we will already know about, say, the Baker Mayfield, the Deacon Jones, all that stuff, the Journey players that we got, and of course the Gauntlet players that we can choose from. Now, why is that important before we do literally anything to know what players we get for free from the solo challenges? Well, that's really important because when you log in, of course, and you get those pre-order packs, everything like that, you have those free elites that you get. So if you guys pre-order the game, you do get that 82 overall free elite player. Or at least that's the overall these players were last year. I don't know for sure if they're going to be 82 overall, but again, when the Madden Ultimate Team database gets released, we will then go ahead and kind of know what overall these players are going to be. Now, this is really, really important that we know what players we get for free, and there's also one more step before I think you guys should even look into exactly picking which player you want to go with. But as you guys can see, these are the players. You guys can feel free to pause the video anytime in case you have not already seen all of the pre-order elites. As I said, I think they're going to be 82 overall like they were in Madden 20, but we will see. So a big thing about choosing your free 82 overall elite player. Obviously, if you guys get EA Access, I don't believe you get those until, you know, the rest of the pre-order packs come out. So you won't actually get that free 82 overall elite until day one of the game being released, whether it's the MVP edition, whatever. You also won't get your free Lamar Jackson until then. So it's very important to know what players you're already going to have. Because if you wanted to go with, say, an 82 overall wide receiver for your free elite player, well, if you go to NFL Epics, if they have NFL Epics again, or if you go to Journey, whatever, and you get a free elite in there, you get a free wide receiver in there, you may want to change who you go with. So it's really important that you hold off on going through those 82 overall elite player packs. Anything that you can choose that gives you an NAT player, hold off on until you go through the solos and everything like that. Now, I do want to cover this here because I don't really know if this is going to be in the game because obviously it was not in Madden 20. The loyalty promo. I think it would be kind of weird if they didn't do something with loyalty, but I feel like if they do, it's going to be linked to MUT rewards. Now, again, this is complete just guess here. I don't know, but I feel like maybe Madden 21, when you log in, maybe you'll give you some loyalty tokens based on your MUT reward status, and if they do, this is actually something that I think you guys should want to do first. Now, the reason is because, at least in Madden 20, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of the year, these packs were not a fantasy pack. So you straight up just got an elite defensive player or an elite offensive player. So if there's a pack you can do that gives you an NAT player and you don't really have an option of choosing a player from it, do it immediately before you do anything. Before you guys go ahead and buy packs in the game if you're going to be doing that. Before you go ahead and play solo challenges, whatever. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because either which way you don't have a choice what player you get from the solos. But you definitely want to do the elite defensive and elite offensive if this is even in the game of Madden 21. I don't know if it's going to be, but if it is, I definitely recommend you do this. That way you already know before you do anything else, before you go out and buy base elite Saquon Barkley, you might get a better running back or Saquon, and here's your NAT elite player. So definitely do these packs first. Now, if we do have loyalty in the game somehow, or any sort of NAT player that you get immediately without having to do anything, without having to choose, like, you know, the 82 overall free player, if there are 82 overall, I don't recommend you do that pack first. If you're going to buy packs, because I know a lot of people do tend to buy packs day one, this is something that, of course, I will do for content for you guys, but this is kind of like a little bit different depending on if you're going to buy packs or if you're not going to buy packs. But if you are going to buy packs, of course, these should be the only packs available in the store. It's probably going to be something similar to Gridiron packs, right? So you're going to get some elites, you're going to get some golds. If you're going to do them, I recommend that you maybe want to open up packs first before you even choose your free 82 overall elite player, because if you choose a running back or a wide receiver or whatever, and then you come in here and you pull yourself a better running back, you may be a little bit of a set. Now, not so much for wide receivers. That's why I kind of like to go with like a wide receiver or a cornerback for my free NAT elite player, because that way it's a depth position. If you go with 82 overall, Julio Jones, whatever, right? You come in here and you pull Michael Thomas. Well, you're not going to be too mad. Now you have two really good wide receivers. But if you go with Saquon Barkley and you come in here and you pull yourself Christian McCaffrey, you might be a little bit upset about now you wasted your Saquon Barkley pick. So if you're going to open packs, I'd say open up packs before you choose an NAT pack. If it's fantasy, you have an option. Open up packs first so you know what you have on your team. And I should mention here, by the way, that the same thing will go as well if you're playing, say, on the day that Madden releases and you have your pre-order packs. You get like those gold team fantasy packs and everything. I would definitely open those up even before you go with your NAT player, because you can also pull some pretty good elites out of those gold team fantasy packs and everything, and you also get your Lamar Jackson. So keep Lamar Jackson always in mind, because if you bought the MVP edition, you get the free elite Lamar Jackson, which is awesome, and then you also, of course, get his power up and stuff. So that's going to be really cool. I, of course, got the MVP edition. Not sure many of you guys did as well. But once all that is over with, and there's another aspect I'm going to touch on here in a second about which players you may want to hold on to, which I'm going to go a lot more in depth in an upcoming video, but I do want to touch on it just a little bit here. The next thing that I recommend you guys do on day one, especially if you're playing with your 10-hour trial, is going to be hopping right into solo challenges, and this is really going to be based on which solos give you the most coins and the best packs. So, and also maybe the best players. So whether it be the NFL Epics, which of course gave us Baker Mayfield, Deacon Jones, that was really cool to see, you know, we got those two free 86 overall players, or if it's the Journey, if it actually has some pretty solid rewards, or the Gauntlet, if they have some decent rewards to go through here, and of course, they give you some decent players. So that is 100% what I would focus on day one, getting your hands on the game. But as I said, there's another aspect I want to touch on here when it actually comes to selling your players or holding on to them, because that is a big thing that I get asked every single year. People pull like a base elite 88 overall Christian McCaffrey this year. Someone's going to tweet me, Zirk, what do I do with this? Do I hold on to it? Do I sell it? Well, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight on that. As I said, this is not something I'm going to go super in depth with in this video, because I'm definitely going to go over it in another video that I have coming up about how to make coins in the game on day one. But as you guys can see right here, we do have Jadeveon Clowney, right? So here's the thing with any elites that you guys pull from either EA Access or day one of the actual game. I think it is definitely better to go ahead to take advantage of the market more, to play with the EA Access, of course, because there's not going to be as many people on the game. But here's the thing, right? So let's say you go ahead and you pull yourself someone like Jadeveon Clowney. Now I use Clowney because he is a really good example of a player who shot up in price for a very good reason. Now the reason why Jadeveon Clowney, if we come down here to his price, as you guys can see, this is when EA Access came out right here, right? He was about 90,000 coins. Then you can see as the game came out, he tends to rise up in price, and then he rose up to 153k. So if you bought him for 90,000 coins, or if you held on to him when you pulled him, you definitely would make a little bit more coinage if you held him and then sold him. Now, why did Jadeveon Clowney go up in price? Well, Jadeveon Clowney is obviously one of the best right outside linebackers in the game, one of the best pass rushers in the game, and I think that the prices of players really does vary based on position, based on overall, and based on what other players are actually in the game. Because Jadeveon Clowney was one of the best pass rushing right outside linebackers in the game immediately off the start. Now, let's say you pulled Christian McCaffrey or Michael Thomas, right? Let me show you an example. And that example is going to be Ezekiel Elliott, right? One of the better running backs at the start of Madden 20. He was an 86 overall. Now, as you guys can see from the graph here, from his actual price, right? He actually was decently high on day number 1 with EA Access. Then he actually shot down and then came up again to 86,000 coins and eventually peaked to about 88k. Now, the issue is with running backs and wide receivers, there are a ton of different options when it comes to running backs and wide receivers, and how their prices fluctuate kind of bases off that as well, just how good is the actual card. There's not a lot of wide receivers, there's not a lot of running backs that actually tend to shoot up in price, because we get a lot of legend wide receivers, we get a lot of legend running backs, and there's a lot of different options for some of the best players. That's why Clowney shot up so much, because you didn't really have another option. Even someone like Saquon Barkley's 83 overall, which everyone was like, man, this card is such a good budget beast card. You can see his price still didn't really reflect that. He actually just basically shot down when the game actually came out, came back up a little bit, and he was actually his highest around EA Access. That's kind of how it goes for a lot of different players, including certain wide receivers like OBJ, Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, all like that. It doesn't really work that way for wide receivers and running backs, but we'll see how the game actually plays out. While running backs are in the game, while wide receivers in the game right off the start. Now, even someone as good as, say, Aaron Donald, which of course there are some legend defensive ends in the game right off the start. You guys see Donald actually start off about 240k, shot up to 270k, then went down to 220, and eventually peaked at around 290,000 coins. Looks like at about mid-August or so, maybe like that's like the second week of August, I guess. So would you made a little bit of coins if you held on to Aaron Donald? Yes, but a lot of people tend to panic if they see prices go down, so just don't panic. And I will say this is actually one position that even at a lower overall, prices tend to go up for is kickers. Because obviously with kickers, there are literally like no kickers in the game. It's like core elites, then we get like Football Outsider kickers, and whatever special promo kickers they tend to put out, their prices are usually pretty high. You guys can see with Justin Tucker, he actually started off at about 80,000 coins and then peaked around 150k by mid-August, and then also peaked again here mid-September at 165k. So kickers are actually a pretty good one, and special players that are rare, like Jadeveon Clowney, anyone like that. As I said, I will be going over that a lot more once I actually have another video out for you guys, but that's just what I think you guys should be doing on day 1 of Madden 21. So I hope this video did help you guys out, and we'll let you know, of course, once Madden 21 comes out, once we have a little bit more details about it, once I get my hands in the game, once I see what solo challenges are out, what players are out, I will definitely do a what to do first video. But of course, like day 1 EA Access and everything, I'm gonna be busy with a lot of other videos, so I wanted to get this video out so you guys would be prepared and ready for Madden 21. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.